Hello everybody and welcome to a Joyful Jam Nugget. My name is Rosa Kentwood. I'm a dance movement psychotherapist and I'm here today from Joyful Jams. So JAM stands for Joyful Arts, Movement and Song, and we are a company that offer creative interactive activities for people who are living with dementia. So this video is filmed in May 2020, so we are in lockdown, and we're giving sort of creative ideas and insights and taking into consideration this time. So working with people who have dementia, but we're also thinking about people in isolation during this time. So this video is for anybody that is interested in working or being with anybody who is living with dementia. So that could be activities coordinators, that could be care staff, you might have a friend or family member that has dementia, you could be an artist who works with or would like to work with people in the care setting and people with dementia. So today's nugget is arriving and meeting. So we're going to think about an example of meeting a person that you've never met before. Again, somebody that's living with dementia. So normally Joyful Jams, the company, tends to work in a group setting. So when we come into a space, we assess if there are any risks to people. We might move any obstructions out of the way. Normally we try and create a circle so that everybody is included, we're able to see everybody, and we're able to work inclusively in that way. However, we know now that a lot of people living in care homes are being isolated in their bedrooms, obviously at the moment, to keep everybody safe. So in all probability there will be a lot more one-to-one work going on. So this is something that Joyful Jams provides, but we feel like creative arts in this industry we'll see a lot more of one-to-one work because we'll be entering people's rooms. So we have isolated people in their bedrooms and we need to enter their bedrooms in a respectful way. This is their space. This isn't the public area. This is somebody's space. And yes, we need to be respectful, but we're also bringing something different into that room. We are bringing something creative into that room for that resident to enjoy. So I think it's worth thinking about the props that you bring. So as a creative, I tend to go into a care home with a huge suitcase full of interesting things, work in a person-centered way, so if something crops up I can pull something different out of my bag that perhaps I hadn't originally intended to use, but I've got it there just in case. When you're entering somebody's personal space, we're not going to do that. We're not going to bombard them with us as a person, we're new, and loads of other things. So I suggest just a very small box or suitcase full of quite small props at first, so that you're not overwhelming somebody, it's not taking up too much of their personal space, but you're also bringing something intriguing and interesting and a starting point to a conversation and a creative task or a creative idea that you're going to be working with that person. I also have again, music is very important for these sessions if that's something that you choose to work with. I've got a really small speaker, so these just two things are going to be less overwhelming. So also going to be wanting to take into consideration how somebody is feeling in these times. So dementia can often make people feel quite confused anyway. Add to that a feeling of perhaps isolation from being isolated and not understanding why. We don't know how this person is going to be feeling. In actual fact, this person could be really relieved that actually they're not being brought into the dining hall to see all these people that they don't want to have anything to do with, so they could be really happy. But just take into consideration that we don't know how somebody's going to be feeling. We don't know if they're going to be happy to see you. And we also need to take into consideration any personal protective equipment that we may be asked to wear as artists if we go into work with residents. So it might be that we have to go in with a mask. Obviously that's for the residents' protection and for your own. But not being able to see somebody's face is quite difficult because we can't make a connection with that person as easily. We might be fearful of that person. So I've got a few suggestions that might help. First of all, and I will show you, I've made one already. So I've just printed out a picture of myself. So this is me at a friend's wedding recently, and I've laminated it so that you're able to show somebody. You can say, hello, my name is Rosa. This is a picture of me. I know you can't see me, but this is what I look like. And you could pass that picture to the person. They could talk about you. They might ask you what you were doing in that picture. This could be a really nice way to start a conversation. I've laminated it because it's then easy to clean. So if you're going to work with another resident, you can antibac spray this, wash it, and you're ready to go for the next person. So that's something that you're able to do. You also don't need to say it verbally. If they're non-verbal, you can point, you can say, oh, this is me. It's absolutely fine. Wearing clothes that perhaps when you're building up a relationship with this person or people, you wear it that first time and then you continue to wear the same clothes each week. Obviously wash them in between, but that way there's something familiar about you. They're starting to see, oh, okay, that person, yeah, I recognise those trousers. If they don't recognise your face. And a really good colour to wear, so it's easy to recognise for people with dementia, is yellow. And a smell as well. So I tend to just wear like the same hand cream or something, so not a really overpowering smell, but something that's going to make sure that you are familiar to that person and they can recognise who you are perhaps without seeing your face, because these are the times that we are possibly working in. So I am going to give you a little task when you are meeting somebody for the first time, perhaps in that one-to-one environment, and I would offer this out to you, and I'd also like some feedback. So maybe you could try this with a loved one at home, with or without dementia. You can also try this on your own, and at Jams we are looking to gain as much feedback from people, trying out little tasks in our joyful nuggets as we can. And at the end of it, we'd like to create a performance piece that perhaps goes into care home. So please do try this task out and let us know how it went. Super simple. So I have my suitcase, again, my small prop that I'd be bringing into my one-to-one session. Inside, I have a number of very beautiful scarves. So what we would ask is for our resident to have a little look through. Take your time with this, there is no rush. To look through the scarves, feel them. Some of them are silky, some of them are rougher. They've got different patterns, different sizes, and all you're going to be doing is asking somebody to choose one. And from there, you're going to have a conversation about why that choice was made. Does it bring up any memories for somebody? Does it remind them of something? Does somebody put it on their head like a scarf that they might have worn, or around their neck? Does somebody fold it? What happens when you take this scarf out? And what commonality can you find with this person? Perhaps you can pick a scarf too and talk about why. Again, as a creative, we tend to want to go in and do something, especially myself as a dance movement psychotherapist, I want to be moving with somebody. Remember that having a conversation, even if that's verbal or non-verbally, is still creative, and it's still moving, and you're still being with somebody and having a creative connection with somebody. So just take that time, have a little think about why you've picked the scarves that you have, and connect with that person. From there, you can encourage that person to just give themselves a little self-massage, either with the scarf, or if they're not interested in the scarf, which might happen, they might not want to have a look in that box, that's fine. Or just to imagine they're sort of putting sun cream on, or some sort of lotion, and massage themselves anywhere that they need to. And from there, if they are ready to, and you would like to, and they are happy to, you can actually take the scarf from them or your own and give them a massage with it. You could also find the places that they can't reach themselves, so you might massage their back, you might go to their feet, their legs, places they are unable to touch. So the scarf is offering something in between your hands, which may be gloved, we don't know in these times, and you are making a positive physical connection with somebody without physically touching them. So you can use this as an interim. Bearing in mind this person may not have been touched in a positive way, they might not have had a hug from a relative for a while. It might have been that the only touch that they're having is to get them changed in the morning or to go to the toilet. So just be really mindful when you're making a connection with somebody. Only do it when they're ready. If they say that yes, that they'd be happy for you to give them a massage. But it could be something that somebody really enjoys, a positive interaction, a positive touch, and a safe touch in these times. So they are the two things that we'd like you to do. Choose a scarf and either massage yourself, massage somebody else, or encourage somebody else to be massaged. Feed back to us how that went, how you found it, any creative insights. What we would say at the end of a session working with something like the scarves is put these scarves away somewhere separate to your box, so perhaps in a Ziploc bag, lock it up, put it in a separate bag. So if you're then moving on to the next resident, those scarves are now separate, they're not going to be used with anybody else, and they can be washed when you get home. And remembering as you're going between people to keep hand sanitising and doing everything you can to keep these people safe. So thank you very much for watching Joyful Nuggets. I'm Rosa Kentwood, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.